It's a kind of summer theme, so I'm going to read, not my best poem ever, but it's about gardening, so I thought it was apt. It's called Gardening. So, gardening. It's a nice idea. I have planted things. Some have grown into green-leaved burgeonings that suddenly stretch up and flower purple, pink, blue, in shapes of stars, bugles, little shoes. The hedges grow and flower too. They grow and make shade. They get leggy. The grass grows. The mower waits. Leaves blow about. Moss lines the paving. Dandelions and mare's tail crack the drive. The lawn spreads to tarmac. I pull weeds in a 2-foot square, run out of energy and feel my back go. The next day, a month-long deluge begins. Nevertheless, the grass will grow. Thank you. As prisoners of the cock or hen's caprice, the hatchlings flinch, but some grow strong and learn that if they want to live a life of peace, an angry bird must fly and not return. A gentler fledgling's yearnings stay unheard, and tamed it will do duty on the wing. Subdued, it will remain a homing bird, silent, pining for a chance to sing. Both of these may grieve a parent's passing, and yet relief could be the bigger part. So I intend to put an end to flapping, and I will still the flutter of my heart as I watch you, daughter, rise and fly away. If you want to, you'll come home one day. Thank you.
This is called Our Time is Short. Our time is short, I said, pint in hand, half believing it to be true. Our time is short, I said. So let's not be anything but ourselves, able to give ourselves completely without thoughts or regrets or complication. I'm leaving soon, but I've got a cat and a hot tub and copious amounts of gin. So our short time began without contemplation of how it would end, and you took an artist to modern art and took away some peeled tat on my arm, forever on my ankle. Our time is short, I said. So we spend it in bed, talking about worries that worry our head as we clutch breast enlarging cups of tea 1 through 3, because I said our time is short. But our time is short. So, remember to breathe, because our time is short. Poem number 1. We've done it. There we are. This is a shorter one than that short poem I've just did, and it's called My Box, which sounds sexy, but it's not. I'm going to take all those that said they loved me, all those that I told I love, and all of those that I did. All those that I could have probably done without. And I'm going to put them in a box. Their laughs, their smiles, the way that they dance. And when it's dark and I feel alone, I'll take them out. And I'll know that I won't be alone forever. This is called I Am a Clown. I want to be an adult. I want to sit in an office, earn 40k a year, not to worry about inequality or if I can inspire anyone or if I can make someone smile today. I want to not care if I'm too tired to do anything but my job. I want to come home to the person that I love, to a family that I make feel safe, and that to be enough. I want not to daydream, not to run head first into those dreams, not to care if I'm fulfilled or if I'm not. but I'm a clown. And that's what I am. There we are. We've got one more. There once was a man with a metal brain box, and all the thoughts he had rattled around, good or bad. And the thoughts were so loud, it weighed him down. So the man with the metal brain box alliteration, ooh, technical term, looked for a way to unlock his head. So he talked to the doctors, but with keys they couldn't crack the lock. So he looked for it in books with words, it wouldn't stop. So he talked to girls and, well, that didn't help. So he turned to the bottle, but the bottle didn't make it rot. So the man with the metal brain box will keep on going until his head gives up. The man with the metal brain box will keep on going till his heart gives up. That was me. Cheers.
Hello, I'm Tony Marie Barker. Now, my name's Max, and Tony Marie is a dear friend of mine, and so I'm going to read some of her wonderful work. This first one is called Passport to My Life. Bikini ready, shaved to within an inch of my life. Sun lotion, it smells like coconut and Malibu. My full weight on my suitcase, squeezing it shut. How many shoes? I'm running after the sunshine. God, I love it so much. My sandals shimmer in the sunshine. Every sparkle catches the rays. My sunnies are casually nestled in the curls on top of my head. My white linen trousers swaying in the gentle breeze. The ocean is so blue, like aqua diamonds, dancing non-stop as the ocean line meets the beautiful sky. I smile my effortless smile. Holy crap, is this really my life? My skin is like the soft kiss of honey. Sun lounger and the cocktail menu. Oi, please don't remove my towel. I'm going soon, catching the local bus into town. So much to discover and see, gorgeous colours and smells to delight. Fabric so bright and beautiful, so soft to my touch. I guess it's time to send my postcards home, and so brimming with my love. This one's called Drunk on Sunshine. Your smile is like the warm glow of sunshine. So beautiful, so gentle, so honest and true. I melted like liquid gold pouring into your eyes. We talked, but not like strangers into the wee small hours. I told you my story, and you listened with a quiet confidence. With your easy smile and earnest gaze, you looked at me. Your eyes burnt into my soul. I knew in that moment that I would never need to find my shade. Instead, you grabbed my hand and we danced in the sunshine of our lives. You were hot. You were so fierce and strong, just like the fireball in the sky. You danced like the sparkle of sunshine across my skin. You make me never want to escape your sunshine. And your droplets of love help me to fall head over wheels. I am all of a spin. Yes, you are my very own sunshine, and you are the gorgeous human who taught me how to accept love and to celebrate the body that I am in. This one's called The Tower of Love. I had the privilege to get to read this one last time, and it's my favourite one of all of Tony's poems that I've wrote.
Wait till you do it again.
You are, yeah. But I don't mind. When you look into his eyes, it is now up to you to realise that his love is a jigsaw puzzle with pieces that he struggles to find. Stand strong against the thieves of his most precious memories. Make them see that your dad is your superhero, even when they are stealing his mind. Take a moment to meet his gaze. Breathe deeply as the memories of when you were little are alive for you both, somewhere deep inside. Grab hold of them and never let go. Go back in time to the small boy with ice cream and a loving smile, your tiny fingers resting in his much bigger palm, carefree, happy and forever in his heart. When you were struggling to hide the pain, so scared that you were watching your superhero wither away, close your eyes and there he is, so real and yet so far away. Live in the moment and see his light. Guide it gently and it will shine forever. For you are the keeper of the most beautiful missing jigsaw pieces. Pieces that will give you back your very own superhero. Love them together forever, and they will always lead you straight back to your heart.
So this one's called Southport Summer. The sun comes out and Southport loses its mind. Beer gardens overflow by noon, every table claimed in time. Every lager's poured ice cold, every beer garden turns into hums and sings. As though a little extra sunshine changes absolutely everything. Shirtless men appear from nowhere, like moths around a porch lamp light, on a warm and welcome night. The parks turn lush, the flowers bloom. The evenings linger soft and slow, and every face seems lit anew. With nowhere else they'd rather go. Coats are abandoned overnight, sunglasses become essential wear, while winter pale skin greets the sunlight and turns a shade beyond repair. The classic string vest makes its comeback, parading proudly up Lord Street, with all the swagger and the pride of models walking Fashion Week. For a few glorious days, Southport shreds its usual form, becoming Britain's own Benidorm. All lager, laughter, sun and warmth, bare shoulders glow, cold pints all flow. The air alive with laughter and loud, and summer's hopes grip every crowd. Until next Tuesday, when the grey skies appear, and rain comes racing sideways in to wash away the cheer. The sunlight spell will fade away, the crowds and the colours drift apart, and Southport, soaked and windswept once more, comes gently back to heart. Thank you all. There's a deli nearby where I work, and it's like a little Italian deli. So I got loads of fancy cheese and meats, and I got really excited about this sandwich I was going to make. So it's literally just called my sandwich. Sun on my knees, bench slightly wonky. I've built a sandwich that feels a bit poshy. A flirt at the counter, just one more slice. Left with 3 cheeses and meets sound advice. Focaccia golden, crisp, a little bit smug. Holding it all like a carb-loaded hug. Alfresco dining, main character mood. Honestly, I've outdone myself most of restaurant food. If joy had a flavour, a texture, a bite, it's this sandwich right here, in this moment and this light. Thank you. And I work near the docks, so I was literally just watching the wind come in and sweep the water, and I just found it very, very poetic, so I wrote this poem. So it's called Wind on the Water. I sit where the breeze finds me, soft as a secret it wants to keep. The wind drifts low across the water, and she shivers as if she knows something I don't. There's a hush here, but not empty, more like a pause between heartbeats. Seagulls call in the distance, a hollow, longing sound, somewhere between laughter and need. And I feel it, this quiet pull, this subtle flirt with the moment, like the world leans in just a little bit closer, brushes against my skin, and just waits. No asking, no rushing, just presence dressed up as peace. Wind on the water, touching, then gone, teaching me gently how to belong. Thank you. But this one's called Your Political Views Give Me the Ick, so if I can find it. It's pretty self-explanatory. I think just scrolling through, everyone was kind of the same kind of copy and paste on Hinge, and I very much got that vibe, so I wrote a poem about it. I see your like, I tap you back. We match on dog walks, mindful chat. You're creative, you're spiritual, your profile feels a bit ritual. We've got the same aesthetic taste, just a different face in the same old race. Cool looking shirt, a sunset hike, a personality I sort of like. But then I scroll a little more and something doesn't feel so sure. No politics, no point of view, just soft edges coming through. While everything outside feels so loud, you're floating gently in a cloud. A neutral face, a velvet head, like oat milk thoughts left half unsaid. Actually, you kind of give me the vibe of a flat white date. You say a lot but nothing stays. All softly spoken, nicely read, but nothing landing, nothing said. Then non-monogamous, open door, like love is something you can store, or figuring it out right now, a very gentle distant vow. A copy-paste person in a recycled bio, nothing at stake in the game though. No edge, no risk, no friction, no stress, just tidy little lines built to impress. Meanwhile, the apps are fast and blunt, a swipe, a spark, a digital stunt. We're trading souls for a dopamine hit, then ghosting out when we're over it. It's not connection, it's just a view of a filtered life that isn't true. Between the hollow and the heat, we're just two shadows on a street. No risk of home, no real world tie, just a placeholder hello and a curated goodbye. There's nothing real, there's nothing wrong, it's just another name to scroll along. Thank you!
So this first one's called Rorschach Temperament. Like a squid, I squirt ink in fear that those thoughts will be lost into an abyss of mundane. Obscure tendencies prioritize the temporary. Although it is scarcely blotted out by the commonplace, it lingers, stained in a bold blackness that sings to me, whistles to me, lulls me to a broken sleep. It is that record that plays, a constant tempo, the right time, the wrong misplacement of joy. Memories staccato to and fro, forgotten with a single coy smile, masked as they are. Desires they ember as charcoal fades to grey. Ashen cheeks frame a moribund side to you that was lost long ago for me. Few nature poems sort of mixed in there, sort of try and go along with the theme, so because some of them are a bit different. So this one's a short one called Oneness Outside. Find that sacred place in nature. Sit beside an ancient tree, be sheltered by its bough. Connect with the standing people, the trees, the plants, the mycelial network, uniting a vast ecosystem. An interconnected web of natural sentience. Walk barefoot on the earth, your biorhythm aligned with the Schumann resonance, the heartbeat of the earth. Dance with the elements, communing with nature spirits. Befriend your local fauna, the squirrel searching for acorns, the bee seeking nectar. Find no separation between you and nature. this one's called A Pilgrimage Through Landscapes. In meadows adorned with wildflowers, foxglove and forget-me-nots, life blooms in vibrant harmony. Creatures, feather, fur and scale, of land, water and air. The bumblebee and dragonfly, the barn owl and grey heron, the hare and fox, the adder and newt. The river ribble murmurs tales, etching stories into stone, mirroring surroundings without prejudice. A ceaseless journey from source to sea, the ebb and flow of serpentine grace. Life gathers at its liquid altar. Redshank, osprey and swan, barbel, chub and eel. The old tram road through Avon Park to Walton Summit. A corridor of trees, oak, birch, beech and ash. In nature's cathedral, the soul gently swirls. A canopy where daydreams reside. Under the arching boughs, moss-laden stones, evergreen hues. An amalgam of woody and earthy scents. An ancient nostalgia stirs to simpler times. Footprints imprint the canvas of the land, a dialogue, each step communion with the earth. Scarfell Pike, a proud sentinel touching the heavens, silent wisdom echoing through a vast panorama, standing as a stoic guardian, peaks kissed by morning mist. Their rugged forms carry the weight of time, each crag and crevice a testament to resilience, an ancient witness to a world in motion, casting shadows that stretch into deep valleys, a solemn grandeur commanding the horizon. Clouds like poets scribe stories in the air, shifting shapes composing dramas of the ancestors, mythical creatures and the gods of old. Whispers on the wind, nature's language, intelligible only to those that listen. Beneath the celestial theatre, stars ignite, a cosmic tapestry blanketing the firmament. Creation is birthed, held by the sun and moon, the journey through nature above and below. Seasons change, a rhythmic cadence, spring's rebirth, summer's warm caress, autumn's fiery farewell, winter's quiet repose. The wheel of the year continues to turn, the unceasing transitional beauty. Thank you. So I've just got two more short ones to read. So this one's called Divination for Dummies. Search across my soul. Nothing. Breadth of knowledge in unlikely areas. Past time picking at vowels and utterances that seem so right, a time like no other, clutching at straws with paper hands. Read the fallen ashes like tea leaves, or like the Sunday broadsheet with a half-vexed temperance. Determine what you will, a self-fulfilling prophecy laid out before you as spilt milk. This last one's called Dough and Echoes. Flowers scattered on the kitchen counter, a fallen constellation measured in cut palms. Nana's parchment paper hands over mine, guiding the rolling pin across the dough that yields with too much pressure, sticky, warm, the way it always did when I was 9, inhaling yeast breath rising through the kitchen, as if the dead were leaning in, chanting recipes passed down through generations. We knead and fold the past into each other, elbows bumping. Sugar crystals atop ice buns twinkle like roses wrappers in the secret sweet drawer. The oven a womb humming low hymns I half remember. When the window is open, steam carries every summer I ever lost, the ones with melted ice pops, nettled stings on my ankles, eyes puffy with pollen, and the eager wait to smash mirrored treacle toffee I made with Nana so many moons ago.
Lucy in the sky with demons, Lucy in the sky with demons, Lucy in the sky with demons, Lucy in the sky with demons. The radiance shone like the brightest star. They showed me the code for how we are. They laid down their light, they rained down their love, and I'm ablaze with the wonders of Lucy in the sky with demons, Lucy in the sky with demons. Quick as they came, they were gone, slid away to oblivion. I feel them still shining on and on, on and on, on and on, on and on. Lucy in the sky with demons, Lucy in the sky with demons, Lucy in the sky with demons, Lucy in the sky with demons. All right, thank you. Wicked people above their stations, evil minds in powerful positions. With their pigs and their dogs they hold back the mobs, while some say that's just under fear and duress, theft and violence. They embed their trust, they are the powers that should not be. They want to outlaw us from having our theories, well, we should outlaw them from having conspiracies, 'cause they steal the world from under our feet. Behind a veil of lies and deceit, they have us living under the boot, face down, drowning in a toxic soup. Bring down the powers that should not be. All right, now. This is a burglary. They've turned the air toxic, they've turned the soil south, and the water's radioactive and full of mercury. 'Cause fascist corporate greed takes what it needs and they don't give a shit about you or me. They are parasites living to feed. No end to the evil, no end to the greed. They won't be happy till there's no fish in the sea, and we're all drugged and pinned up in mega cities, and they can completely control us with their AI machines while they hide in their bunkers and their island retreats. They are the powers that should not be. Bring down them powers, bring down the powers that should not be. All right. I'm just another tragic story, another unwanted waste product of the land, and no hope and no glory. But I'm not sitting here crying, poor me, nor will I be kicked to the gutter by some chinless Tory. As I wander through this ruin of a land in every injustice I encounter, I witness the grasp of an evil hand. 'Cause truth of the matter is, folks, we've all been damned. We've been swindled, we've been scammed to accommodate some twisted plan. Not really envision a world governed by social Darwinism, mind control and totalitarian fascism. Best prick your ears up and listen, bust out your prison. Only through wisdom we're gonna smash down the system. Say, open your head and rattle your bones. Come rattle your bones. Open your head and rattle your bones. Open your head and rattle your bones. Come rattle your bones. Open your head and rattle your bones. To climb between the wheels ain't what you came for. Allow yourself to tune into a higher waveform. Question all your certainties, all them little rules, and take note who fabricates those mighty fortress walls. Grab your tools, control your animals. 7 jewels, root to crown, be your fuel. Unstoppable force of nature, master of reality. Step beyond your animality and view your immortality. And open your head, rattle your bones. Rattle your bones. Open your head and rattle your bones. Open your head, rattle your bones. Come rattle your bones. Open your head and rattle your bones. The mind's eye switch is from observer to explorer, terra firma slides away with all its boundaries and order. As you open like a spring rose to the world across the border, the spirit ascending to a temple that plays cooler, dancing around in the empty skies, looking at the world for a trillion eyes, running away to the serpent wines and sipping on death like fortified wine, amongst the presence of divine, the essence of all being, the thumb that keeps us strumming, the light that keeps us seeing, the unfathomable fathom, the space within the atom, the force of Akhenaten, the never-ending pattern, the most high. The only truth there is, no fable, no equations, just the fact that we exist. Say, open your head, rattle your bones, come rattle your bones. Open your head and rattle your bones. Open your head, rattle your bones, rattle your bones. Open your head and rattle your bones.
Thank you very much. Right, this next one, I'm going to do this one for Sean. This one's a song about acceptance. It also reminds me of summertime, going down to the beach with my dad, crabbing. Ever go crabbing? You get a crab line. Like, what are you even going to do if you catch a crab? You just, like, put it back. Put it back where it was and apologise, I guess. Like, yeah. But this one's called I'm Turning Into a Crab.
I don't feel very well. My fingers are fused into pins and claws, and I'm fast growing a shell. And I'm turning into a crab. 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 I'm losing all control. Carcinization taking hold. My eyes have left my skull, and I'm standing up on poles. And I'm turning into a crab. 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 I'm gonna crawl right under a rock, burrow down somewhere wet. It's all been quite a shock, and I just need to forget that I'm turning into a crab. 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 Death destroys form, but it never destroys life. I have been reborn and handed a whole new fight, and I'm turning into a crab. I'm turning into a crab. I'm turning into a crab. I am turning into a crab.
Alright, thanks. I'm going to finish on a poem. It's like a poetry thing. I just don't want to be like the ukulele guy all the time, so yeah, a little poem. It's summertime, and summertime's nice and everything. Not for me, I'm allergic to the sun. Like physically allergic to the sun, so I don't do it. But sometimes a time in this country where people like to go out and just have a ruck. Because it's always mods and rockers, punks and skins, all the way through history. It's always this like binary thing, and it's like, so this one's them versus them, because it always flares up in the summertime. 1 second, tech. Cultist, collectivist mob. Them versus them marginalised others, the bad ones, the ones who you can only imagine want to lock you in a cage given the chance. A perceived threat to survival. Danger, danger, alerta, alerta. So rise you bold and brilliant tribal warriors of human culture. Hegemonize the world your way until, of course, the mechanisms of your control melt away in the acid bath of public scrutiny and decency, and the bloody pendulum swing its arch back across the divide, casting its impartial glow onto the next upcoming beat drumming new rebels, the new things, the new cultivators of ideology, armed with fresh and exciting sociological dogma for the new masses who stand ready and primed for emotional contagion, ready to designate the next wicked ones, ready to point fingers, beat chests, raise spears, subjugate and oppress the inverters. And on and on and on, the pattern of control waxes and wanes like the lunar dance, the eternal to and fro, toe-to-toe, prune and grow monkey show. I watch it bubble up, bro, roll and fizz, flame up, flip and flail, and alone I stand, repelling the crowd, unfixed from any grand partisan plan, MK mind control, programming platform of the mass man. I just be chilling. Thank you very much, Larry Roundtown.
As Stephanie mentioned earlier, my name is Cheryl, which is very unusual. There's probably only a couple of us on the internet in this country, although there's more in America. So I wrote a poem about it because I just want to share with you some of the problems that I've encountered in my life of a humorous nature. I've called it The Vicissitudes of Being Cheryl. My parents, Dick and Billy, named me Cheryl. Not Michael or Peter or Simon, but Cheryl. From school I can remember the refrain, "Oi, Cheryl, that's a girl's name." For high school, they sent me the uniform list. Not for the boys, but for the girls. There's the twist. Summer dresses, pleated skirts, gym slips and knickers. Yes, I know, I can hear your snickers. Okay. Fast forward 40 years and I get a letter from the health authority inviting me to take a smear test and a mammogram in the locality. I pointed out that I was a man. Suffice it to say, no test nor mammogram. Like the boy named Sue, I say to you, accept that our names are not of our making, even less the subject of Mickey taking. Thank you. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Normally get kicked out. Anyway, this one's a bit more serious, but I think also important because this is this year one of probably a few people who we could call the greatest living Englishman was born 100 years ago. And you know David Attenborough. And I thought I'd write a poem about him because I felt that he deserved it, even if it was me doing it. Okay, it was 100 years ago that the world would come to know that a man would later touch our hearts and reach the very far-flung parts of a world of nature. Beyond the realm of our ordinary existence, he would uncover rare animals, reptiles, birds and insects. David showed the way on film and television. He created a story beyond our prison. So raise a glass to David Attenborough, an international treasure by his name. The man lit up our imagination like an eternal flame. Thank you. And my third and last one, David Attenborough I've always thought of as a bit of a hero, but this next person is a villain, and it's a bit of a pantomime evening, so I thought I'd end with the villain. And I've called this one The Commoner, formerly known as Prince. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is such an arse. His life has always been a farce. Appointed to positions above his ability, a life at Riley, with an abundance of futility. His treatment of those who serve the crown has left a bad taste and a massive frown. He thought he was smart going on the BBC. What a disaster that turned out to be. The audience said, "You must be joking. Your alibi is a pizza in Woking." But 12 million quid later, he's not so clever. Nobody believes his story in the Epstein endeavour. Still up there in Norfolk, he can reflect on his life. Not for him, the struggle and strife, but a saunter into genteel seclusion, or perhaps a venture into self-delusion. Thank you.
Search for that light from within, to find that orange glow of happiness, to rekindle that ferocious roar once more. I yearn to see my boy, yet it is certain of the unknown. But I hope he can see for he, that little boy who lives on inside of me. So that first poem represents loss, one of the most horrific things somebody can imagine. I lost my son 2 years ago, 13 months old, to sudden unexplained death in children. So I now use writing as a therapeutic tool to help other people through bereavement and grief and trauma. So we're going to uplift because we're going to use Max's memory as a light tool. The next one, I'm going to do it as a written piece. So if anybody's ever lost, put your hands up if you've ever gone through loss in life. I think most people have lost a relative, a loved one. So by changing the medium, I'm now going to do this as a spoken word. This next poem is called The Prisoner of Grief, and this is how I felt in the aftermath of losing my son. And this was published in the Hope Anthology, which is a study of people going through bereavement for other people, and this is through scientific research for people through Southampton and Huddersfield University, and I'm happy to share this with people later on. So here we go. Locked inside your dark chambers, you fill my heart with darkness. No navigation, lonely and abandoned. But I have found my inner fire now. To go alone, I have wandered here before, lost inside a dream. The fire burns bright now as I have awoken from my slumber. In my darkness, I can still dream. You can't hold me here in these dark chambers forever. The fire burns bright now, and my heart is still alight. Inside I've awoken, and now I see the light. Get up and fight. Awaken from your slumber. So that poem was all about being cocooned in this horrific situation, but fight and finding the light through something as horrific as child bereavement, which I'm here to champion. You know, we have to move on in life. And the last poem is all about my daughter. I have a beautiful little girl called Grace who's 7 years old, and I believe we've got to give ourselves grace in life to move forward. And what I've done, there's no getting away with the digital medium, so I'm a big fan of film. So what I did, I shot a short video about my daughter, and then I'm just going to narrate it. So I'm going to put this little camera here, and this is a little voiceover. So this is my beautiful little girl called Grace. She turned 7, or Super 7, and this is all about now the hope for a better tomorrow. So I'm going to put this on, and hopefully it plays. So if you can be super silent, this is a beautiful face, so we're going to hopefully get it to work first time. The title of this poem, Beautiful Grace. Give yourself grace with both elegance and beauty, as she is soft and kind. Her energy is the light that can light up any room. She dances with passion and sings from her heart, but do not betray her little kind heart, as she is fierce as thunder. She can battle through any storm, as her eyes become the lightning. Let her rewrite her own stars, as she glides across her stage, because her story has only just begun. Our one and only, amazing Grace.
This first one is, well, it's sad. They're all bloody sad, but this one's the saddest, so we'll get it out of the way. It's called Not Enough. You hold me like you hold your phone, your vape, your backy. Your only goal is to make me happy, but what happens if I'm not? What happens if I'm angry? What happens when it's ugly? I find myself wading through your self-dug trenches, holding on to stop you sinking deeper, but now I'm covered in mud. It's not enough just to love. Thank you.
You want me. I know that you want me, that you dream of me every night, how I sound, how I feel, where you would touch, how I would kneel. I want, well, who cares? I'm here to be enjoyed. I am sex itself, a means to an end, a fragile will for you to bend. To be beautiful is everything, but I want to know what it is to be seen. 'Cause every man is far too keen. I want to know what it is to belong to me. This next one I'm a little bit scared to read because my dad sat next to me. Just don't listen. Hi. Okay, it's called Little Death. Just one little death, bleed me out under your warmth. Free will, a distant memory as I become unformed. Just one last little breath. Let me sink into the soil, our own shared oblivion, as we rot, as we spoil. Just one more night, just us and the dirt, taken freely by vultures, so natural, so perverse. Desire at its purest, vulnerability at its height, morbid curiosity, a little death for one more night. It's called Nothing. Hair and pigtails, red paint on her nails, lollipop lips of the same hue. She looks right at you, but something feels wrong. You didn't know it won't happen again, but you like your girl shaved and skinny, and when they follow your orders, it makes you feel big. You know this is wrong. It's not your fault, it's how all men were raised. It's your job to be strong and stoic and save the little girls in pigtails from the big bad wolf. A kiss for Prince Charming. He's earned it, has he not? It's what you're owed for turning the video off. It's called I Wish I Was a Jellyfish. Thanks, Tim! Okay. I wish I was a jellyfish. No brain for all those pesky thoughts. I'd float for miles across the ocean floor and never once think, did I lock the door? I wish I was a jellyfish. No heart, no crushing sadness, no concept of goodness or badness. All I know is a deep, deep vastness. The bliss of the unknowing, how I envy the incorporeal, but still I keep going because I am human. Thank you.
I definitely think as we get older we complicate stuff. Where I used to live, these kids in my street, they stopped me one day and all they wanted to know, there was about 9 or 10, and all they wanted to know was how fast I went. To them, like, I was just basically a big remote control car, and I just said, I'll show you how fast I go, and I burned this little lad off on his scooter. I left him for dead. So this was about that, just a really nice moment, and it was called They Raced Me in the Streets. Long before they developed expressionless faces, covered by headphones, obsessing over granny beats, these kids come to race me in the streets. To them, I'm today's news. To them, I'm just a guy in 2 clean yet pretty cool shoes. And before I know it, they've gathered round me, willing me to be part of their family tree. Yeah, you must know my sister, my other brother, or my auntie. So I indulge them because it's funny, and it's something to do on Saturday nights. Because one day, obesity may crush Johnny's little scooter when reading him his last rites. Because their unchosen background may stop them from hitting the heights. But they just say, where's your lights? Where's your lights? How fast can you go? These kids, smiles from nests with bulbs that glow. These kids come to race me in the streets.
Pictures of curiosity when abruptness and abundance all meets. Long before they develop expressionless faces, covered by headphones, obsessing over Grammy beats, these kids acting unfazed, yet so easily amazed. And finally, surreally, they decide to run beside me, like Lassie, egging me on. The working class Iron Man for the older generation, James Bond. So I respond, replying and flourishing to the speed of sound, my feet never ever touching the floor, but finding common ground. Cheers. Yeah, before I got to like the kind of the Eddie-ites of racing scooters and kids, before I got to that stage, I used to be like quite a quiet person, but I think every so often in your life, if you're lucky, you get a catalyst, and my catalyst was a guy called Derek, and I went to a disabled only college, and Derek was the first guy that I shared a room with, and he couldn't do much for himself. He had a chair with oxygen tanks on and stuff. He couldn't speak, and some of the staff were amazing. But when I saw how terrible some of the other staff was, it made me pull my finger out. You know, I thought I've got to start doing stuff because it scared me to death. I thought if I don't start doing things, they're going to do that to me. And I spent months and months like with Derek, and he only knew 3 words, and I wanted to try and help him defend himself, so I taught him a 4th word. I taught him to say fuck off. and every day they kept coming in and saying, who's taught him that? I said, it's telly, but it was me. That was my legacy. So this is the poem. This poem's called What They Said to Derek. I shared a room with Derek when I was just 16, and unless you've ever known Derek, it's hard to understand what I mean. See, Derek only knew a few words. They were, hello, you bugger, and mucky turds. And they told me, they said, Derek will be 31 soon. But all I heard was when Derek chuckled a childlike tune. And he chuckled that childlike tune every day, calling mucky turds, because Sean was so hard to say. And what we would do with you, Derek, was what they always said. And what they always did with Derek was put Derek to bed. And then every evening, when I went for my tea, about 6, Derek got his customary mushy Weetabix. And what we would do with you, Derek, was what they always said. And what they always did with Derek was put Derek to bed. See, if you can't talk, if you don't talk, you become just a piece of dirt in an already blocked drain, wondering if you're still sane. So that was my sharp surprise. If I ever saw Derek with open eyes, so I shared a room with Derek. And what they said to Derek, they'd never say, no, never do to me. From then, I struggled hard, away from the news, away from the news, away from the news, to be free. Cheers. Yeah, so I think like most people in life, I spent like months after that when I first got to college, and I didn't know what I was doing, and then all of a sudden I met so many other people that my confidence was like flying, and what you do when your confidence is flying is you go speed dating. The only thing I can tell you about that in a wheelchair is it's not fast. What it is really false advertising. Because I rung the guy up and I said, listen mate, I've just bought some new shoes, I've got a really good shirt. I said, I'm going to come down to your speed date, I've just seen it on the internet, is that alright? And he said, yeah, come down, we'll work something out. And when they say work something out, it means he's not a clue, but we'll figure it out when you get there. And it was like a Bear Grylls operation just to get in. He took me around all the little buildings. I didn't know where we was going. I was being kidnapped, really. And it was like being on a really weird game show. I didn't know any rules, and it was really bad prizes. So this is called speed dating. When you make your entrance on a Stanister lift, you've got all the time in the world to pick apart why you're not God's gift. Fashionable late, or just fashionable last. I thought this thing was meant to be fast. No sooner had I arrived than I literally wasn't able to get my feet under the table. And the room went sticky, they rang the bell in a surreal comedy hell. When you're fashionable late, or just fashionable last. I thought this thing was meant to be fast. So okay, I let myself go with the game. I don't want to marry you, I just want to know your name. And number 22 gave me no clue. Your sorry smile, my frozen frown, it's just to hide the mini meltdown. And it went so bad, I did think to edge my bets. I'd shout you all wankers and say I've got Tourette's. But when you're fashionable late, I just fashionable last. I thought this thing was meant to be fast. It wasn't, so I left. Cheers. Yeah, so, like, undeterred by speed dating, I didn't have a breakdown. I made it out there eventually, and what I ended up doing then was, I always wanted to travel, but I was always felt a bit restricted because I didn't know, like, how I'd get my chair on a plane and stuff, and if the kind of chair would make it out on the other side. So I found, like, the Eurostar, and it was so easy to travel. So I met a friend in the Netherlands, and every year we'd go and watch the football and stuff. And one year I was in Amsterdam, and I'd never been to Madame Tussauds, and I was having like an evening meal, and I thought, like, I'll go there, like, and I was dressed up and everything, and yeah, I fell in love in Madame Tussauds. She was real. I just said that. She was real. I fell in love in Madame Tussauds, and what it is, like, when you're on a tour and stuff, when you go into museums in a chair, normally if they've no access, you've got to swap chairs, and I'm quite cantankerous if I've got to swap my chair. I don't like doing it. I kind of moan a bit. I say, I'm not doing that. But I'll be honest with you, when I seen the tour guide who was pushing me around, how nice this blonde girl was, all my principles went, all my morals went, and I jumped in my chair like I was Usain Bolt. So this is about that. It's called Calling My Tulip. Calling My Tulip. Past the timid canals and the rowdy hordes, I fell in love at Madame Tussauds. She was very real and not made of wax. Her name was Ella, and a few more facts. She was the tour guide who pushed me around, and in those few hours I felt 50 feet off the ground. Cause she likes the artists, she likes green tea. My mind mumbled like a bee. Cause that pure honey was talking to no one else but me. So past the timid canals and the rowdy hordes, I fell in love at Madame Tussauds. She said, I like your humour, I like your kind face. I thought, I like your everything. But stuck in a museum lift, there's neither the time nor the place. So as the afternoon warmed from the morning cold, I had a strange sensation to put my life on hold. For a stranger, so strange I must be, but that pure honey was talking to no one else but me. So past the timid canals and the rowdy hordes, I fell in love. Yes, I fell in love at Madame Tussauds. Cheers.
Right, with it being a summer theme, this is called Hot August Nights. August born Leo, gilded and embellished, expecting the best, the warmest, the most costly of lives. No wonder she loves the sun, no wonder she lives for summer months and hot August nights. On the balcony of the club, overlooking a crystal sea, a warm breeze softly lifts her fine cashmere shawl, discarded as the temperature rises, tiptoes to the water's edge, soft sand between manicured toes on hot August nights. Eyes turned, how could they not see the lioness? She gazes across the ocean, deftly reaches for a perfect white pebble, strokes the smooth surface and curls long fingers tipped in bejeweled rainbow nails. She turns slowly, draping the shawl with just the right amount of nonchalance, diamond earrings sparking in the light from the club. It's a hot August night. Who would not want to be her? All who watched. But hollowed within that willow frame, that perfect Instagram tinted skin and flawless influenced makeup, below the sculpted to look natural silken hair, there is a tortured soul whose artificial life is now no longer her own. She is an illusion, an artificial intelligence who now walks among us. Yes, all who watched her wanted to be her or to own her. Sorry. Yet they did not see the fantasy. They are programmed not to. On that hot August night, 2027. Thank you. This is a silly one, really. We were asked to write about summer, so it was done very quickly. And I thought, if we got sunshine the same way as we got rain, how would it happen? If we received sunshine like it was rain, drizzle would be sizzle. Little streaks of sunshine landing on our skin, arms dotted in red or brown, ever so thin. Pouring downward sunshine, cheating would be heating, and all over warmth and light, brought in on a breeze, scorching the trees. There's a summer storm when the thunder claps. Torrential would be tan potential. Penetrates your clothes, the kind of sun that soaks you through. No grey skies, just Madonna blue. Clouds full of sunshine ready to fall. Cloudburst would be sunburst, saturated colour palettes, streaks of heat and flashes of light, continues throughout the night. Packets of sun waiting to fall, hailstones would be sun bombs, lumps of sunshine landing where they will. Dash to grab your own showers of sun that last for hours. The UK would benefit, forecasts would change, cloud symbols would smile like Teletubby sun. It might seem at first to be strange, but we could give it a run. It's nonsense and pointless, of course, but fun to consider when you're writing a verse. I won't give you the title of this one because it'll be obvious. It's happened. I always knew it would. I've practiced and kept my skills dormant and convinced myself I really could. So I'm about to go on Britain's Got Talent. My magical skills have reached their heights. I don't need a Harry Potter cloak. You see, I have become invisible. And it's not done with mirrors and smoke. Girls, you need to wait and see. It's incredible how the magic just appears. It's gradual, almost indiscernible. You only need to wait until the cloud clears. Then you know. You are invisible through and through. Walk through walls or even into crowds. Watch the confusion as you jump the queue. I smile at the shaking heads and frowns. I've seen it coming for years. When I refuse to veer off for the oncoming phone, their face when they realise there's something right there, and suddenly sense they're not alone. No longer absorbed within their device, they come across people like me, who are obviously, not obviously, invisible, but would like to hang on to their identity. Thank you. Just got one more. Have you been to Marks lately? Apparently, we have to wear brown. Brown doesn't suit me greatly. It brings me out in a frown. There are shades, I suppose, coffee, sand or rust, but nothing that I chose. Ginger sounds fun if you must. However, in nature, I love brown, like melted chocolate, hot and sweet. A conker, freshly landed on the ground, or walnut whips as a treat. A mahogany table, or polished wood bowl. A woodland walk in bare trees, a trotting chestnut foal, and crackling autumn leaves. Think of lovely skin in shades of brown, or shiny brunette curled hair. Doleful eyes of cattle in fields out of town, and toffee apples at a fair. Brown combines red, blue and yellow. It can encompass decay and new life. Thick soils and landscapes mellow, and the garb of toil and strife. So maybe I should look again and try a shade or two, and try not to blame its resemblance to what's in the loom.